Right now in Milan, we can play with prime Messi, with prime Ronaldo together in the same team. The results are not coming. And Hernandez, gossip, the stadium, this, and that. How many times on this channel we said that we are missing they are old school. They're from the 80s, from the 90s. They know what does it mean hard work, not like this fake. Il caos totale. 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 Total chaos. Chaos totale. I think there is no other better word to explain what the hell is going on in Milan in the last 3 days. I don't even know where to start, guys, because every time I check social media, there is a news about Milan. Al Nasser over Leao, Como won Hernandez, Morata to Galatasaray. I mean, I don't even know where to start. So it's hard for me to record a video now because in few hours I'm going to sleep, and the transfer windows in Europe is still open. So I don't know eventually if Morata will go to Galatasaray, or I don't know if eventually Giménez will go to Milan. I hope so, but we will see. So that's what I want to talk in this video. I want to talk a little bit about the post-match after the Zagreb defeat. I want to talk about the rumors. I want to talk about the draw. We're going to be playing against Feyenoord in a knockout stage of Champions League. And I also want to talk a little bit of what is missing in this Milan, because, and this is exactly where I want to start. By the way, if you're not subscribed yet to the channel of the believer of this young AC Milan, OldHeart Rossonero, subscribe. But that's what I want to start, guys. I want to start talking exactly from what is missing in this Milan. And I will surprise you, because it doesn't matter who we play. Right now in Milan, we can play with prime Messi, with prime Ronaldo together in the same team. The results are not coming. The results are not coming because there is something missing here, number one. And number two is missing also a freaking sport director. How many times on this channel we said that we are missing a sport director, somebody that is able to connect the club and the team, and also to shield from the press the world of Milan. Because right now this is the situation. So the technical management team is currently structured as follows: Giorgio Furlani, CEO, playing a frontline role in ongoing transfer negotiation. Ibrahimovic, senior advisor to the ownership, also involved in commercial affairs. Geoffrey Moncada, technical director, leading player scouting and selection. Paolo Scaroni, club president. But we don't have a sport director, somebody that is actually able to shield this team from the press, from the gossip, and connect properly the team to the managers. That's what is missing. The result of not having this figure in the club, what is going to happen? Exactly this, that the press is destroying us. The press is able to type whatever they want. In Italy, not really abroad, but in Italy, they are really making fun of Milan every single time. So just to give an example, how many times you heard about how Milan is good at earning and loss, compared to, for example, problems in between the coach and Rafa Leao, problem with the coach and Hernandez, gossip, the stadium, this and that. All these little things are about destabilize the environment, to create pressure over the fans, that then when they go to San Siro, that they see something is not working properly, they point the finger at the coach, at the player, at the single player, at the club, at this, at that. Instead, the sporting director, as it was Paolo Maldini back then, he was kind of shielding, he was kind of protecting all this environment to give the player the right space to grow professionally, to give the right space to the coach to perform it, to do its work. Otherwise, like this, it is a mess. So, in my opinion, next summer or whatever it is, I don't care about the players. I don't care about Giménez. I don't care about Walker. I don't care about anybody else around. I care about having a figure in the club that can actually protect this team, because otherwise we are not going anywhere, and it's gonna be a mess every single time. It's a mess in the mind, it's a mess in the field. The last few results we can clearly see, okay? We can clearly see what's happened. And also because at DS it's very important to build a strategy, because so far, guys, we are few hours before the winter transfer windows is about to shut down, and we still don't have a striker, we still don't have a midfielder. We are few hours, few days, let's call it few hours away from a derby, and we don't know if our central striker, we're gonna have a central striker or not. We're gonna face Inter with Tammy Abraham and Benacer in midfield. I mean, this is a suicide. But even the last two times we thought it was a suicide, but then I understand. I mean, the derby developed different energy compared to all the other teams. We saw it in the past, you know. So believe in this young AC Milan. And as a reporter here from Tuttosport, you know, Wednesday heavy defeat in Zagreb against Dinamo triggered the crisis. Milan has plunged into a full-blown turmoil where everyone is under scrutiny. And as always, the coach is the one most at risk despite arriving only a month ago and immediately winning a trophy. The Portuguese coach's strict and uncompromising approach has raised the team focus and fighting spirit, leading 4 comeback victories. The recent case of Morata is telling. The Spanish striker didn't adapt to Conceiçao method and asked to leave, and reportedly he's not the only one. And this is, again, you see the tone of Tuttosport, how he's like pointing the finger directly to the club, to the coach, and this. So, and I'm sure there is a reality here, okay? Because we all know that Conceiçao have a strong personality. I have to tell you, I stay fully with Conceiçao. He has a very strong personality. And this is, in my opinion, what's happened after the defeat. Because we saw the team, what the fuck. Well, I didn't watch the match because it was 4 a.m. I was in a countryside. But I read a lot of comments. I watched a lot of videos. And I had the same feeling that it's not a new feeling that Milan on the first half went to sleep. Okay, and didn't deserve the victory at all, losing against a Croatian team that right now is a third in the league. It's not even the best Croatian team. Okay, so that's humiliating. It's humiliating for the fans, for the budget, because not arriving at top 8, we lost 35 millions from the Champions League. It's humiliating against the other team. It's humiliating for everyone, for us fans. And Conceiçao, he was right to be pissed in the dressing room. He was right to be pissed and talking and pointing finger at each. And let me tell you, with the help of Zlatan Ibrahimovic, they probably went to the dressing room and they raised the voice and they say, ladies and gentlemen, this is Milan. I am the boss. You're not the boss. If I'm the boss, I'm the leader. We have a job to do. They are old school. They're from the 80s, from the 90s. They know what does it mean, hard work. Not like these fake trapper, these people that they are lucky. Talking about certain players, they are lucky to be wearing AC Milan jersey, because if it was Milan in the 90s, they're not even on the bench player. They will be not even in San Siro sitting. They will be at home, because Milan is another thing. Milan, it's if you don't like this, that right there, that's the door. That's the door. You go out. This is why I believe today we are receiving a lot of inquiry. That's why they were asking about Hernandez. That's why they were asking about Rafael. That's why they're asking about Calabria, Okafor, Chukwueze, pretty much everyone. Why? Because the clubs decide to accept every single offer. Because, guys, if you want to stay at Milan, this is the way to stay in Milan, and you stay under the coach. If you don't want to stay in Milan, if you don't like this idea, that's the door right there. The club from now on, probably Conceiçao did something like this, from the club from now on, I'm going to accept everyone. Now it's going to be your choice. Do you want to stay in Milan? Do you want to stay? Do you believe in this project or no? If you don't believe, that's the door. Simple as that. I understand with this method. I do not necessarily agree with this method. What does it mean? Now, Morata is about to leave. Okay? Very possible that Morata is going to go to Galatasaray. Okay? Now, let me tell you this. Morata, number aside, I read somewhere that he literally shots 10 times in the goal from the beginning of the season. That's not acceptable. It's absolutely not acceptable. Here's some number. Morata doesn't shoot, doesn't score, doesn't even try. His last goal in Europe against Real Madrid in the 5th of November 2024. His last league goal against Cagliari in November. 0 goal in Supercoppa and in Coppa Italia. The numbers, they are horrific. But the still a Milan, ladies and gentlemen, is also when you decide to invest money on a player, but also on you invest on the person. The club, the Paolo Maldini, the sport director, he should shield the team because he's probably has his own things going on at home. There are probably a lot of things going on around his life now, but he's a champion, somebody that won everything, everywhere he went. And sending him away after 6 months is completely disrespectful to the player. The other gossip is that Monza have agreed a deal to sign Francesco Camarda on loan, straight loan, then back to Milan in June. I mean, it's absolutely... I mean, this is something that Francesco had to do, had to give more time to the field, have to play a little bit more. Davide Calabria turned down Bologna's offer. Davide Calabria, guys, I don't know, man. If it doesn't go away now, it at some point has to go. I think he feels like he is very proud. I can see that he's very, very proud. He doesn't want to leave Milan for his own reason. And if the captain of Milan leaving in January is going to be shocking. With the Giménez, the kid has great numbers, I have to say. But guys, the thing is, he's gonna have so much pressure, and as you know, as we saw in the past, when players have so much pressure of performing, there are certain players that they reach an extremely high level, and there are other players that they feel their jersey is too heavy for them. It's like their jersey that before it's, I don't know, 0.5 kilo, bullshit, it's even 0.2 kilo, then the shirt become 50 kilo on them. So every time they move, every time they do a little stop, they're not precise because the pressure can be killer over certain player. Can Giménez have support, score goals with this kind of heavy weight on his shoulder? I hope so. And also, guys, well, it is news of the last few hours that Milan is going to face Feyenoord in the knockout stage of UEFA Champions League. On the 11th of February, we're going to be playing the first match away in Rotterdam, and I think it's Rotterdam. And on the 11th, we're going to be playing at home the return of UEFA Champions League knockout stage. Now, I love to have the return at home. You know, it's always give me that feelings of Milan Manchester United 3-0. It's always give me that vibes, and anything is possible. I hope that Milan can, you know, bring home the victory. It is doable. Yes, it is doable. Another things that I found out, guys, that it's pretty heavy that nobody's talking about, but from the beginning of the year with the Supercoppa until the next international break, okay, that is going to be on the 23rd of February, Milan is going to be playing 15 different matches. 15 different matches in not even 2 months. It's a huge amount of matches. It's a huge amount of matches, a huge amount of pressure, because every single time Leao or Hernandez touch the ball, you want them start running like hell, like we know they can. But they cannot, because they are human beings. They are athletes, but they cannot perform every single time that peak against every team. My thoughts on this is I want to believe in Sergio Conceiçao because he's a tough man. He knows what he's doing. He did this already in the past. And I hope that all the Milan fans can stay with him, because we need at least to trust one man in the middle. In this case, it's Sergio Conceiçao. Other than that, guys, Forza Milan sempre, believe.